Hey everyone, welcome to Dwarf Fortress Starter Fort series. In this episode, we're going to be covering aquifers and wells. So, what are aquifers? Well, in Dwarf Fortress, aquifers are basically places where water comes out from the rocks, if that makes sense. And this water is basically infinite, so it makes for a great well inside your fortress. While looking for coal for the previous episode, my dwarves found this wet rock and this wet rock. So what I've done is I've created a little area here, and now I'm going to start mining underneath it. So I'm going to go 1Z level down, and I'm going to mine out more or less the same shape. So you can always scroll up to kind of see the shape that you're looking for, and then go back down. And because this is an aquifer, dwarves are going to be reluctant to mine it, so you're going to have to give this order multiple times. But I want to kind of do the same shape as I have here. So as soon as the dwarves start mining this rock, you'll see they've cancelled the next set. And so I'm just going to give them the order to mine again. And in this way, this is kind of a way for Dwarf Fortress to prevent you from flooding your own fortress. But I'm just going to... I'm just essentially going to keep giving the dwarves the mine instruction. So water will slowly start leaking through the... There we go, there's some water here. And it takes a few seasons. And the more exposed aquifer you have, the more water will leak. I'm going to close off here eventually so water won't leak into our fortress. Now usually this is fine. I tend to like to channel one down. So I'm going to use the digger channel tool and just do this click here. And so the dwarves will create channel down. Perfect. Now if I go down here, you'll see this is also an aquifer, which is amazing. So to remove slopes, you just hit this key here. And there we go. So now I've got all of this aquifer exposed. The water will start slowly leaking into the little hole I made here. There we go. And slowly it will fill up. So before it gets any worse, I'm just gonna wall it off here. To wall it off, I press BNL for walls, and let's say about here. And yeah, why not? Let's use some marble blocks. There we go. Okay, and so now we've got a place where water will slowly collect and it will flow down into here, and we'll be able to build a well. To build a well, you need a mechanism, a rope, and a bucket. You can make buckets in your woodworker's workshop by saying wooden bucket, make wooden bucket. There we go. Only need one. Rope, you make in the clothes workshop. I press BO to open the workshop's clothing and clothes. And I'm going to put it just here for now. Also out of marble blocks. And to make rope, you can make a cloth rope. There we go. This dwarf is making a rope out of pigtail. Awesome, pigtail rope. And you make your mechanisms in the mechanics workshop. Let's make a rock mechanism. I'm going to create a shortcut for our well area. And I'm going to call it well. Well. How's the water coming along? Yeah. I think once it gets to about level 3, the well becomes operational. This takes a little bit of time to fill up, but it does eventually get there. Especially since we've exposed so much of the aquifer. Each of these will basically produce some water over time. Yeah, I saw a 2 there for a second. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to now, in here, I'm going to make another channel. So basically, this channel's one down. Let's do it here. And we have our water. And to build a well, you go B, machines and fluids, and wells. I'm just going to say select material after placement. And I'm going to click here. Marble, let's use the oaken bucket, and let's use one of our pigtail ropes and a marble mechanism. Why not? So the reason I channel down here is because if you go two layers down, you reduce the likelihood of your well stopping becoming operational because of too much mud. Another trick, I believe, is you can put flooring down. I kind of like how it looks, and I like the feeling of having more water. In gameplay terms, it doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest. There we have our well. At the moment it says the well is dry because this water depth here, if I click this button, this water depth here is still not high enough, but it's slowly starting to fill up, and I think once it gets to around 3, the well will become operational. Last bit you want to do is you want to assign a zone, a water source, and select the well. Accept. There we go. It's almost getting to 3. Operational. Dry. Operational. Now when dwarves get sick, other dwarves will be able to get water from the well, give it to them to drink, and dwarves will be able to clean themselves at the well. Well, more operational than dry now. Fantastic. And that is how you use the aquifer to make a little well for your dwarves. I'm also going to spoil the dwarves and put a little floor here. Select material after placement, keep building. Let's use the marble. I'm just going to do one more thing. It's bugging me a little bit. I'm going to remove this wall, and then, whoops, and then I'm going to build a double wall. I'm going to build a wall here, like this, using also marble, and then a wall here, closing this one off. This way I think less mud will get into our well area, because I think as the water was running down into this area, it was collecting some mud from here as well. It shouldn't be a problem since we have two levels of water. And there we have it, a fully operational well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to check out my previous video where we made steel, or check out my future video where I'm going to finally deal with this petition over here. What could it be? Have a good one. Cheers.